In this week's episode, we're installing a set of Sidekick 4.30 to 1 gears and a Spartan locker into a Samurai front carrier. So if you guys are following the hybrid rear diff series, this is another step to it. We're putting 4.30 Sidekick or tracker gears and a Spartan locker into this front housing, and then I'll be installing the 4.30 gears onto that air locker and installing that into the rear axle. The aluminum housings are really weak, so you can install the tracker Sidekick gears into a Samurai front housing, but you need this little ring and a shim here to set your gear set right, and that's about it. So it is possible to do, and then you have a lot stronger housing, and she's not going to grenade on you like the aluminum ones do. And then we install a Spartan locker in here, show you a little bit how to do that. And then the next step we'll be doing is we'll be installing the gears onto the old air locker over there. And then I'll finish up the housing, and then she's going into the Samurai. So let's head over to John's shop and watch him set these gears for me and show me how it's done. I've never done it, so it's good to have someone who's done a ton of them show me how it's done. So let's go check it out.
Let's try to hold it here. It might not be zeroed anymore.
We're getting like 7th thou backlash before we take it apart. So that's what we want to match
Exactly.
after we're done putting the new gears and locker and stuff in.
I like to just put a little load on it
Oh yeah.
by just wedging something against
I
there.
got you, yeah.
And I put 2 here.
Oh, you're just marking the caps.
Yeah, to keep them so you put them back on the same sides.
Yep. The outer pinion raise then.
Yep. It's got a longer, way longer way to go.
So that's the rear pinion race.
Yeah, the inner big race. Yeah.
Here you can see the crush sleeve and the solid spacer. We're going to put the solid spacer in. But they're pretty similar looking. Put the solid spacer in and then shim it to the right depth. So you're just going to shim.
I'm going to get it close to my measurement. I just used the caliper and tightened it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get close, and then I'm going to test it.
You're just going to get it close to the old crush sleeve.
Yeah, height, which should give me the same preload.
From there you might just have to add or subtract a little bit of shim or something.
Just instead of putting it together and taking it apart a whole bunch of times. Now to do this, we don't want the pinion seal in there for two reasons. One, it changes how it feels a little bit. And for two, if we're not right, we have to take it out again. We'll wreck your pinion seal.
Yeah.
So we still got it in play. Just about all gone, but still lots loose.
So you're just looking to take the end play out just
And then add some preload. There's an actual setting if I had a dial style
Yeah, how
inch
much?
pound torque wrench.
Yeah.
But I've just done so many that I can tell by
but
feel.
There's supposed to be so much
Drag.
drag, yeah. So you're taking the side gears out of it? Or you did already?
I did. I took the small 22 spline fronts out,
Right, so then
and
we
I'll
put
put
the-
these bigger 26 splines in.
Which just come from a rear diff, right?
Yeah. And do you got literature with that thing?
I do.
I'm gonna look at that quick, just so I. Little pins and.
Oh yeah, the little pins within the springs. And there's four of them in there. Hey?
Yeah, the two on the bottom, and then two go. They end up.
Oh, yeah,
they end
right.
up being kitty corner to each
Yeah.
other from.
Yeah, if I remember right, that's what was tricky about trying to keep them in there when you drop it in. Oh yeah, spring down in the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the little pins down in here, the spring-loaded pins. So what are those pins actually, what are they doing?
They're holding the locker,
They're
and
pushing
then
this against the...
and allowing it.
against the
Yeah,
spotter.
and then they'll allow
That's
it
what
to
allows
ratchet.
it to
Yeah.
drop down like that when it's ratcheting.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I'm just gonna go consult the destructions one more time before I try to put, like, that's like how those springs stood. That's how a lock rate is. The springs stand up a stink, yeah, and then they push on a pin on the opposite side.
Ah, so it's a little different.
Yeah, a little
Idea.
different design. Same workings, but just a little different function of doing it. So this is your stock 373s on the Samurai Carrier. Retains the pin. When you go to the 430s and 462s and 513s, they're thinner and the pin is exposed and can
Yeah.
come out.
You can see the pin would ride against the gear teeth instead of that collar that was in there.
So that's why you use the can.
I see.
That goes on there.
And holds them pins in.
Yep, exactly.
That's a simple idea.
Some guys have used soup cans.
Yeah.
Some guys tack weld them.
Oh yeah, that's all it would take is just something to hold them from riding
Yeah,
out.
because there's no load on them.
Yeah.
It's just the.
Oh man, that'd be easy to make too.
I'm gonna bolt the. Oh, guess I'm not. Let's put this down for now.
Yeah, we just took and peened both sides of it basically so it can't walk up and get out of there and cause havoc.
If we hold this one back, I should be able to turn this one forward because it thinks this one's under load and this one
right.
needs to go around the corner.
Yeah, there she ratchets, yeah.
Okay, now I'll hold this one back and you turn yours forward. There. See, I'm not a fan of them freaking stock side gears.
Yeah.
But that's the function of it, anyways.
Yeah.
Because that's them slipping right now, right?
Yeah, they're just,
So in time, like whereas the other ones are flat and a square cut tooth, right? They lock and then they're where
Yeah.
these ones are rounded.
yeah.
But see how it goes. You might have to buy brand new side gears or just get the other pop.
Okay, so we gotta put this ring in.
Little spacer so that it can adjust further to the right due to the difference in the crown gear and the size of the pinion.
So that little ring that you just put in there is just basically helps it push further
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Otherwise this would bottom out and it wouldn't. A spanner tool. I have to make do with what I got, and this does work.
Yeah, because you don't have. I should have brought it. I made one.
Did you make one? Yeah, I'm gonna make a socket too.
Them little locking clips, they just lock it so that
Yeah, and honestly,
wheel can't turn.
if that's all that's holding the wheel, you're in trouble because they're just. I think they're more there for looks than anything.
Well, the
because-
wheel shouldn't be able to turn once that's torqued in.
Yeah, and that little hunk of metal isn't stopping nothing if it really wanted to turn.